Bug, welcome in. How's it going? You can't hear me, right? Oh, you can't hear me. Good. I'm pretty good. I'm excited but nervous to do this on stream, but we're gonna do it today. Oh, first things first is import. This is gonna be almost a. I don't know. I'm gonna get it done today. Probably not, but very unlikely not. But I want to get some of it done today. Good. Okay. What I'm looking for is underground. Right. Here. Oh, did I leave a door? I might have left the door. I did leave the door. Okay, I can't have the door. There. I probably have to cancel and reload the world now. Import from world. It always defaults back. CMC instances. I have lots of instances. Saves. What you been up to, Bug? All gonna be underground, so I don't need it very big. Mostly I just need that room. Okay. Perfect. All right. Import selection. Import to blocks that can be animated. You want to add these individual timelines? Yes. I might regret that decision. Great. Perfect. All right, so now we need to make it nighttime. I'm going to add light sources. Wait, light probably be fine. College transfer applications mostly kind of kicking your butt. What's going for? Nice. Where are you transferring to? I don't remember if we talked about this before. Taco! Welcome in, my friend. Ah, I messed it up. Actually, just created a folder. Name it lighting. Hardly hardly a master. I'm not surprised you want to go to Colorado State. I mean, that's where your significant other is. That would make a lot of sense. Hardly the master, although I appreciate the flattery. Although I'll be happy to answer any questions you might have to the best of my ability. Colorado State is? Yeah. No, remind me again, what are you going into? See, let's... Can we copy this like this? Well, let me just copy paste it. Duplicate. Duplicate. Oh, it duplicated the folder even. I didn't want to do that. Undo? No. No. You know what? I'll deal with it later. Oh, man. I had, like... I guess they were armor stands, so they're not going to be imported in. Computer science. Oh, that's right. That's right. What was your subspecialty? I mean, that's like saying someone's an electrical engineer. Okay, yeah, but that could be a lot of different things. Oh, snap. Why is this the... That needs to be start from the beginning, not halfway through. And now we're going to add some particle effects. Huge fire, huge smoke, low fire. On. Great. Put it like right there. And let's make that a little bit smaller because it's a little bit too big. So this is going to be Anki discovering the Viking. He was Tyr. This is going to be the interaction. Because I'm actually underground. So the idea is that I'll come down here and open the door because there's going to be another door down here. And then the whole interaction is going to take place inside of this room. And there's going to be a bit of a flashback. So this is going to be the first part of that flashback. But this is where Anki figures out that, okay, he's not crazy. He did actually see him. And this is where Tyr goes into details of what happened and how it got here. So this is the first part of an unfortunately long animation, which is going to take a while to do, but I might break it up into pieces. I might just do this interaction like cut, depending on how long the episode is, which right now is not that long. I've done a lot off camera just because I wanted to place blocks. Sometimes you just want to place blocks. Where's my size? I know I can make this smaller. And I had to turn the lighting all the way off because otherwise it lights everything up. Copy, mix, color, alpha. Turn the alpha down just a little bit. No, I don't want that down. Where's the size on this? It's weird. Cybersecurity is kind of a tough field. So are you getting into encryption on that, Jess? Mix, color, brightness, freeze, clear custom, clear particles. Oh. That's weird. I can't find a size for this. There's almost always a size option. That's bizarre. Oh, no matter. All right. So let's put the stuff back I had to put in via item frame. Bit big. Yeah, see, there's a scale here. So are you being like programming languages, stuff like that? PowerShell, Python? Now that's here, we can lock this so it doesn't get touched. We're gonna do the same thing with this. We're just gonna flip it upside down. Whoop. Now, depending what I'm doing, I would change the center on it so it would rotate on a different point, because you can actually change its rotation point. And you would want to do that with, like, if you have a character actually holding the item, because it still wants to rotate, like, out here as its pivot point, and you want to move it to here. So if you go to Colorado State, it is going to change your major. Actually, I kind of feel like this needs to be the other way around. .58. Let's change these to the same thing. 0.58. Then we're gonna move it up. Over and down just a little bit. And now we need to add a door. I had a mangrove door on here initially. Hey Rose, hi Panda. Welcome in. It's weird, I'm only seeing the one door. Shoulder current, camera head, dirt, planks, saplings. Oh, okay, door. Oak. Warp, crimson, iron, the mangrove is not on here. You know what? We'll go spruce. I don't really want to. Because it kind of defeats the purpose of what I was doing before, but that's okay. Open, close, facing west. No, create. Then we're going to take the whole door and we're going to rotate it. Bloop. Woo. Okay, normal door, if you walk through, almost always it's on handles on the left and opens to the right, and that's backwards, so we need to flip this around. And we're going to put it one block back. And now we're going to move it, change its pivot point, because this pivot point right now is in the center of this XYZ axis. And so I'm going to move it to be about here in the center. So when the door opens, it opens on that center all the way over. We'll see how that works. I can remember how to change, move its pivot. Exit color. Ah! What have I done? You're gonna make Chat GPT 2.0, right? That's what you're saying? Texture. Oh, that's weird. It's odd the stuff that like is missing on one thing that is there on another. Custom rotation point, that's what I'm looking for. Oh, no, 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 no. That's not for that though. Okay. That was almost a bad. So click on door, custom rotation point. And we're going to move. Okay, I guess we do it this way. What? I'm not understanding something. Because on a sword, hold on, let me just spawn another sword in. Yeah, see, on a sword, you can move it. Am I just doing this wrong? Oh, no, no, no. Okay, I'm thinking about this backwards. All right, delete the object. Delete. All right. Because I still have to move the door to where it needs to be. So we're going to move it about there. Because I want the pivot point in the center. But right on that edge. And then I can take the whole door, move it up and over. And now when the door opens, Perfect. All right. All right. So now we need to add a light source to that magma block because I want it to actually look like it's putting out a little bit of light. So we're going to use another point light. Let's use another point light. I'm going to put it right here. I feel like that's a little bit too bright. Both of these feel a little bit too bright. Okay. Should probably add one to the hallway here. Because I don't know. Right now I don't know exactly 100% what I'm going to do with it all. So I'm just kind of doing the preliminary right there. I have an idea of how I want this to play out. Okay, so now it comes through, open the door. And I'm going to put here. Begins. Tier. And drop tier right here. All right. Tier. And we're going to get rid of this folder. Collapse that. Particles. When you get into a big project like this, it's really important to like be able to collapse entire like some things down. Because otherwise it gets so out of control. And you can't find what I'm looking for. And naming is also really important too. Especially when you get into lots of them. Ah, come on! There. So I'm going to start with here facing like this. Ooh, that's really dark. Let's import. Let's get. Yes. This is, you missed the earlier part of the discussion. This is going to be an upcoming episode. I don't know how much of this I'm going to show. It might just be me opening up the door and seeing Tyr. But this is going to be the discovery of how this happens. So I'm just setting the scene and getting everything in place so everything looks decent. Because you get into situations like this. I mean, like right now, I mean, yeah, sure, this wall is lit, this wall is lit, this is lit, but he's like still in shadow. And that's not how it works in Minecraft. So because lighting is very specific to like block placement and where the light sources are coming from, then you have to really take into consideration, all right, these are creating light, but where is that light coming from? How strong is it? Are you just like, what's the word? Fleshing out the color by turning something too bright? And so what I might do in this case, we'll have to try this, is get a spotlight and put it here. Put it down a little bit and move it this direction. Because when you're working in a 3D environment, start doing rendering like this, you have to think about things very, 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 very differently. Things are not like as clear as you think. It can be very pesky, yes. But we don't want this so bright that it's like blinding everything. Hey, that's not bad. This wall's a little bit too dim. What happens if you have a point light at the torch? Well, that's what the particles are for, but the particles for whatever reason are not like sizing down appropriately. And it looks like they're suddenly being stifled. Not too far on the wall, is it? I might have to actually not have it on the torch. Flickering effect. The problem with the flickering effect is I would have to set it as part of the animation and then repeat it through the entire animation. Could I do it? Yes, it would be immensely tedious. I mean, I suppose if I was to hide it, but that would just turn it on and off. To turn it up and down, every time I adjusted it, I would have to set another keyframe. I like where your head's at, but it's not. It's not something that's like. It's too much detailing for what I'm trying to do. Now, if I worked for Pixar, that'd be different. Oh, yeah, yeah, that's why I get paid the big bucks. There, okay, cool. And this... where is it? Point light, point light, point light, point light. There it is. Alright, so now why are these particles being weird? There, that's a little bit better. They're still too big though. Clear particles, custom freeze. There's setting to adjust how walls reflect light. It might help with lighting the room without monkeying around with the setting. Not in Mine-Imator. In Blender, yes. Because of the way that light transformation is done. Calvin, my friend, welcome in. Yep. Spoilers? I'm gonna move another spotlight. Or make another spotlight. Particles, door. Because lighting is so finicky. I've not ever done anything in this much of enclosed space either, where I've not been able to use the outdoor skybox. Which is a whole different thing. The one thing Mine-Imator does not have that Blender does that I kind of wish that's difficult is I can't like hold down shift and like scale the thing down dynamically. No, this is Spotlight. I haven't actually put any cameras in the scene yet. This is just getting the lighting so it looks decent. Because that's one of the hardest parts is to get the lighting right because of the way that blocks reflect. See, this should have more light on it than it does. But if I turn it up too much, it's too much saturation. And that bed becomes very, very, very white. Mine-Imator, yeah. Mine-Imator. He's also got an app that he's made called Model Maker, where you can make models. It works a lot like Blockbench. I've not played with it very much. All this seems way too bright now. I'm bothered that I can't scale this down. Blender is difficult. I've done some stuff in Blender. And part of this stuff with Mine-Imator translates over to Blender pretty well. And that's been very helpful. But Blender is got a much larger learning curve than Mine-Imator does. Yeah, Mine-Imator Model Maker is essentially straight up just the creation part of Blender. I don't even know where it is installed. So many folders. Or is it Model Bench? It's Model Bench. And this is where it gets like, add block, drop in a cube. And you can set the rotation points. But there's a lot of stuff with this that I don't quite understand how he does a lot of it. Add plane, 3D plane, move tool. There it is. And see, a lot of these things, like these little squares and the arrows, are exactly the same thing that Blender uses. And I think that's on purpose for people who are going back and forth. Pivot tool. If I go back. Pivot? Okay. Oh yeah, that allows me to change where it's, how it's being the center of. It's kind of wild how close it is. I'm thinking about making a custom model. And I haven't really played around with it very much. It'll be easier to do it. It'll be easier to do it in this because I can import it straight in, unless I choose to do the whole thing in Blender. I don't want to do at the moment. It's more of a learning curve, and I feel like I've actually got time for it at the moment. For a model of Raven. Oh, for a scene. Because, all right, so that's Tyr. He's the Nordic god of war. Tyr's, of course, he's one of the gods. One of the 3 quote-unquote gods of war in Norse mythology. The main one is actually Odin. But Odin runs a different set of philosophy. He'd rather do war through diplomacy, where Tyr would just rather kill you. But one of the ways that Odin actually keeps tabs on the rest of the 9 realms is he's got 2 ravens, one called Hugin, one called Munin. And those are his messengers. So I was considering trying to figure out how to make a raven, as this is how the communication happened. And this is what the beginning of this animation is. Okay, how is this possible? What happened? And how did you get here? And that's what this is. And so I found that there's a couple of mods that add crows, but not ravens. And the only one I did find for ravens, the model's too small for a raven. Ravens are huge compared to a crow. They're about the same size as a crow. So I'm like, all right, well, I would like that. I like the model, but it's way too small. So I'm considering making my own versus the one off. I think it's from the Bewitched mod. Yeah, I don't know if I'm actually going to do it though, because of how time consuming it is. And that's the thing. Okay. I still feel like this is way too bright. Turn that up. All right. Yeah. I was trying to figure out why I can't turn the size down. Because I should be able to. It's not. But this is like with anything that you're learning brand new, it takes time. Once you figure it out, it's not so bad. It depends on how he compiled it. I thought about that. I'd have to actually open up the jar file to see how it's set up. Well, you can't do mod imports directly into Mine-Imator. Anything like that, you can import schematics. Body parts, cubes, blocks, spheres, blocks. Terrain. There's a place in here where you can do schematics. Yeah, schematic. Or doc block file. I wonder what schematics I'll actually see. I'm just curious now. Now that you've got me thinking. Let's go to my backup. I have lots. Oh wow, this is not even a full backup. I'm missing quite a few. I should back those up. What should I hear? What do I have here? I have oh gosh, do I actually, is this actually gonna work? Oh my Lanta. Are you serious right now? Ah! Right, hold on. This was a Parthenon I created in an old world. So yeah, I can, depending on how old it, because I know it won't import new schematics. It'll import older schematics, and I don't know why he hasn't updated it. I mean, we're still in a pre-release 5 for his new version. But you can import a lot of those schematics that are saved by world edit and just import them in using machinery. In fact, that's what this was. I actually pulled it directly from a backup world. So that's all that was. I actually, in my last season, there was an animation at the end where I summoned an axe from the sky. And I created, what I ended up doing was going back to a really old version. I think it was like 1.12, 1.13. Creating the axe in a test world, making the schematic of it, and importing it in. It was the only way I could actually get that to work. And turn the time on. Midnight again. And texture, none. Yeah, and you can change the textures of the sun and the moon and stuff like that. There's a lot of stuff you can change. There's a lot of things that you can't, and some of them like confuse me, but there's a lot of stuff you can change. The enable wind just makes it like leaf blocks and stuff move on their own. You don't have to like animate that stuff. It's just built in and part of the system. And again, I'm confused as to why I can't change the size of this. Graphic textures, cast shadows. That's super weird. Scale, there it is. Oh, I made it smaller and it's moving it. Ah! Okay, hold on. Oh, it moved them both. Whoops. back up, and then back up. Wait a minute, that's that one. Hold on. What have I done? What have I done? All right, hold on. I swear I just saw it. I'm so confused now. What did I scale down if I didn't? What? Wait. Did I just scale the whole? Oh my goodness, I scaled the whole thing down. I scaled the folder, not the individual items. Why is that even a thing you can do? That actually doesn't make any sense. Okay. That makes like less than 0 cents. Oh, all right, whatever. Okay, fine. Yeah, the Parthenon was one of the very first things I was created, so I appreciate that. It was kind of difficult. All right, so. Scene. Still too dark. Maybe what I need to do is just move it closer. I'm not trying to like light the whole room. I just needed some light on his face. I still feel like it's too bright though. That's better. Much happier with that. Take this. Particles back. Go back to the point light. Which one is it? I want there to be more shadows on this than there is. Wow, I don't even need it. Okay. Alright. Alright, scene is set. Now it's time for the hard part. Let's do some animation. So the first thing we're going to do, and I like this about Mine-Imator a lot, I can set a point here and a point like here. And if I click this, I can click this little button right here, and there's a walking keyframe. And then I move him like this. That's not how that's supposed to work. Is it you pick first and last? Nope, you just pick first. First, walking. What am I missing here? Back. Three seconds should be enough. All right, set keyframe. I'm trying to remember how to do this. It's been a while since I've done this kind of stuff. That's much too fast. Click and let's move it back. So each one of these are frames. It's not seconds. So this is frames per second. So 10 frames is too fast. And because I'm running at 60 frames per second, then that means 30 frames is a half a second. Actually, I think it's probably set to 30 at this point. This slows up moving. I can take this and move it down like this. Right? And I put here. Create a walking animation on the next keyframe. Activate 2 keyframes in the character timeline on the first one. So we click this. This. There we go. So now we need to set the hand. And move it like this. Actually, let's use the other hand, because it's opening to the left, so you're going to grab it with your left hand so you can actually get through the door. So we're going to take the whole torso, right arm, left arm, body, and we're going to turn the whole thing just a little bit. Then we're going to take the left arm and we're going to extend it out like this. We're going to give it just a little bit of bend. So that means we need to rotate it. And this is where it gets really confusing, is the rotation on this. It's not as intuitive as you'd like it think it to be. Come on. Walls. Hide this. Just so I can see what I'm doing. So that's that way. That's that way. What I want is yeah, and then up. No. Right. I'm gonna add a little bit more bend to it. Right, but if you're gonna walk through a door that opens to the left, and you're gonna walk through it all the way, are you going to open it with your right hand, or are you gonna open it with your left hand? I guess I need to think about that. How do I do this? Because I guess it depends on the direction of the door, now that I'm thinking about it. Because my office door is closed, but when I open that door, I pull it towards me, and so I open it with my right hand. But if it's on the left, I guess I do get... Oh no, you're right. You're absolutely right. I'm overthinking this. Okay. So we're gonna go back and if you right click, you reset everything to default. Boop. Which that will save you a lot of time. Right arm. Lift it up. That's kind of what I'm thinking. I'm just gonna push the door open. I think given what I'm trying to do, that's going to be the easiest solution. I mean, I don't need to be 100% like accurate on all of this. I mean, it's just a very simple animation. It's not like, again, I'm not Pixar. And then I can select these keyframes. And delete them. It's true, I do not have their budget. Okay, so now you have to animate the door. If I get about this point, I want the door to be fully open by about here. I'm going to take the door, I'm going to swing it open like this. And leave it. That's not bad, really. I think I want him to stop about here, though. I'm going to take this point. And I'm going to grab all these and I'm going to move them back just a little bit. And as he comes through, I'm going to have him turn his head at about this point. And see, now I'm seeing more of the lighting issues. Delete that one. And we'll put a little bit more rotation on the head. Alright, I definitely need to add lights. Alright. Yeah, the lighting is going to be a problem. Yep. I'm what? Okay, I'm lost. So I think I want the first camera to be here. I didn't mean to do that. All right. Here's the question. Do I start myself further back and attach the camera to his face? I don't know how I did that, and I want to undo it now. But that's how I did that. All right, today I learned. Actually, let's try that. Save. And I'm going to start... the whole thing. All right, so I'm going to take the entire timeline. I don't need those, I guess. I'm going to do, but the entire timeline. There we go. And we're going to move it. Right. Okay, fine. That's just... all right, that's irritating. Why can't I do that? That's really weird. All right, fine. Fine. Be that way. Let's add a camera. So now down here we can see what the camera sees. The active camera sees. So if we take this and we parent it, we can parent it to my head. But when you first parent something, the camera usually ends up in a weird place. Like, because this is not like what my head is seeing. We need to find the camera. There it is. And actually put it on my head. Mystery about not seeing his face in the beginning. Maybe. I like what you're thinking. Of course I can do that. I didn't think about that. Oh, that could be interesting. That could be very interesting. I wonder if I could use that some way. And if I do it, let's make it straight. What have I done? Oh, wait a minute. Oh, when if I started moving it, I was further in the timeline, so I'm gonna get rid of that one. So now we can see down here. So this tells me the camera is just a little bit too low. Or maybe I'm not far enough through my own skull. bounces though. I don't know if I want the bounce. Do I want the bounce? Can I turn the bounce off? You think so? Comes through. Got here. Opens the door. All right. So here's the question. Just having him stand here seems weird. I feel like I need to have him doing something. Oh, that's true. That's true. That's true. Okay, for the time being, because I'm not sure, we'll just take his head. We'll put a keyframe here so it stays still. And then as it comes through here, I'm gonna have him turn his head. About like that. Wait. What did I do? That keyframe. I'm gonna come back here. Set a keyframe. Was head still. And then about there. Another keyframe. And about there, we'll do the one where he does the turn. Why is it? That's weird that it's doing that. It shouldn't do that. I was kind of thinking maybe putting him at the table. Maybe we'll drop an anvil in here. I mean, that would actually be on par for this character. So the idea is he only knows how the world works because he's basically been in Anki's head this entire time. And so he's watched by learning. He's learned by watching. I mean, he kind of is. But it was sooner than he anticipated, basically. See, there's a part of me that wants to come through and cut right there. Black. Maybe give him a sword. I like it, but I have another idea. I wonder if I don't know if I can how to do this. What if I put him like lounging on the bed, leaning against the wall, like at about effing time? Back to frame 1 and change everything. Rotate him around 180 degrees. Move. And then I'd have to figure out how do I make him sit. Right? That leg and then this leg. And then I wonder, can I select both legs and like move them both? I can. And then I can take the whole body, move it back. Let's take his legs and separate them a little bit because he's not gonna... What did I do? Why do I have so many trapdoors all of a sudden? What did I do? Okay, that was weird. Save. It kind of does, but that's why I'm gonna have him like relaxing a little bit, like about effing time, you know? Like kicking back, like, where the hell have you been? Can I manipulate his arm? So if you rotate, I have to think about arm rotation. You out and then back, right? Because if it's down straight and his hands are in front, and you want to rotate back, you have to rotate out and then rotate back and then back. All right, I'm actually like sitting on my desk, like figuring out like arm rotation so I can figure out how to do this. Because if you bend, it bends in the same way that your elbows do. And that's the thing with this, it's not as a, I mean, it should be intuitive because this is how we as humans work, but it's not how you think it should function in a 3D space like this. Because it like that body should not move that way, but it kind of actually does. Move it up a little bit. And bend the arm just a little bit. Maybe. That looks weird. I can always undo it. And then bend, and then rotate. Whoop. And rotate this way. And let's rotate his head over a little bit more. You know what? I think I liked the other one better. I think you're right, Calvin. I think you're right, 100%. How far back can I go? Not that far, apparently. Put another point in here. Right? And then about here. Another point about here of him looking like this. We're going to separate his legs just a little bit because he doesn't know who's coming. Put him in a slight battle stance because he's not expecting like visitors. Maybe put this leg a little bit further back. That's too far. And give him a sword. It just felt cheesy more than anything else. I mean, you're both right, but oh no, I don't want to bounce on it now that I'm looking at it. Because it's not something I'm throwing on the ground. How do I change that? Can I change that after the fact? Graphics blur glow fog. Actually, it'd be easier just to undo it and recreate it. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to parent this to Tyr's right arm. That means we need to go find it now. Because it always spawns 0, 0. Whoop. Ooh. That music is? Yeah, a little bit. I've done very little as far as like setting all that the stream stuff up. I keep meaning to like talk to Alpin and Rusty or someone else who actually streams a lot more often to figure out how they do it and what settings they use, and there's a lot of that stuff I just don't understand. We make it a little bit smaller because he's not that big. I mean, he's a god, but still. Go down a little bit more. And now we need to change the pivot point. Rotation, scale, position. Custom rotation point. Remove the custom rotation point. That's pretty close. I think I want it in the middle of the handle. Move it over a little bit, move it down a little bit. And then we're going to move the whole thing into his hand. Rotate it. And down just a little bit like this. And scale it up a little bit. It's a little bit too small. Oop. And now it's not like on the outside of his hand. It actually looks like it's in his hand. Okay. And then about here. I have 2 swords. Oh, right, because I parented it to tier. So it's going to be his right arm, item, equipped, sword. It's super important to like name stuff, because otherwise you get to the point where it's like, well, what is this? I don't know where this is anymore. And now if I take his arm, because it's parented to his arm, and I bend his arm, then the sword goes with it. So at about here, I think I want to rotate his arm up. So we're going to set a point here. And a point here. So it stays put until this point. And what this does is this says, all right, from this point to this point, don't move. Because these two are the exact same points. If I was to put the location where I wanted this to be at this point, it would start to move from here. And I don't want that. It does. Thankfully, I don't have to worry about things like camel case. I do that. I use camel case with a lot of things. Camel case is when you capitalize the first letter of every single word. Even like in a run-on. Like when I do hashtags, because if people do a very long hashtag and they run all the words together and everything is lowercase, it's hard to read what it is. So I always camel case it. So every single word, the first letter, every single word is capitalized, so you can see the distinction. And then at this point, from here, we're going to have him raise his arm. And maybe rotate it just not like that. No, I want to rotate it. See how that looks. Well, you know, hashtags are awesome. Tacos are awesome. So that's the thing. Do I give his sword an enchantment glint? Can I do that? Actually, I never thought about that. Can I give it an enchantment glint? Clear textured glow? Using a glow color, only render glow. Is that a particle I'm going to need to apply? Glow color. I'm going to have to look into that. I don't know. I would love to be able to enchant that. I don't know. What do you think? Should I have him like rotate towards? I mean, alternatively, I could have him like sitting right here and waiting, but you know, that seems a little bit too threatening. Where's his right leg? Right arm, left leg. Now this is the part that's hard, is when you have to hand animate movement. Because if you're going to take a step and rotate, we're going to take his body at about this part, and I think I want to rotate it. Have him bring up his left arm. Because otherwise it looks... I mean, in theory, he should be left-handed, because that's a cask-ish thing. Fenrir, Loki's child, bit it off. So we'll put a point here. And then add a point here. And then from here, I want him to bring his arm up. Wrong way. And then bend it just a little bit. Not that far. What did I do? I'm going to take this. I'm going to copy this keyframe right there. That was not what I wanted it to do. Take this keyframe, copy, paste. Move right. Actually, wow, because it's moving per frame. And then we'll move this here. I mean, that's not something the user can see, but all right, cool. All right, cool. All right, so it comes in. Save. Like this. And I think what I want to do at this point is take this camera that's attached to his head and put a mark there. And from there, we're going to hide it. I forget how to make this invisible. Wait, there should be an is visible button. Visible, boom. So that should disable the camera. So now at this point, I clearly need to fix the lighting on Anki. But I also think I need to fix the camera angle. So it's fine up to this point. And from that point to this point, it needs to move down. At the same time, not so much. I can alternate between cameras, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to create another camera. What is it? What am I clipping through? Oh, the shoulder. Oh, because I need to turn my body. I take my body and I turn it. Whoop, wrong way. That's too far. You know, the camera's off. Camera here, and we need to turn it back just a little bit. And at this point, we mark it as being invisible. Oh, wow, that is bouncy. Why is it bounce so much? Oh, because of the body rotation. Maybe I just need to move the whole thing up. Body rotation. What did I do? Why is it bouncing back? All right, hold on. I done messed this up in the first place. Okay. I see. All right. We should take the camera and actually put it in the middle of the head. I'm going to move it up just a little bit more. So now we can see what Anki is seeing. So that means that this waypoint, or this keyframe, needs to move. In there, and turn. Is there another keyframe in here that I'm not seeing? Oh, it's because I'm rotating the body. Copy. Come on. Paste. Move that keyframe back. Maybe I just need to like adjust the head so it doesn't turn so far. Yeah, but why is it turning so far is the question. Yeah. Hey, anytime, man. Anytime. What time was our meeting today? I forget. Now. It's now. Okay. Dope. All right. So, this took a lot. So it's taken almost 2 hours just to do this little bit because of how many details it goes into it. And I'm still like, this shaky thing. I've got to figure out why this shaky thing is happening. It's too much. I don't like it. The back and forth. That's weird. It is. I've never tried this first person perspective like this before, and I like it. I like it a lot, actually. I almost wish I could like pull the camera view percentage back. That's a good. Maybe I should just do a vocal reaction for that. I like that idea. Like, what the crap? Okay, cool. All right. I'm cutting this a bit shorter than I was going to. I do have a meeting in about 5 minutes that I need to attend, and then I've got to run some errands. I will probably be back later tonight. I don't know if I'm gonna do more than this. I might be doing some Red Dead Redemption 2. And because someone else suggested I should play it, and I've been wanting to anyway. So I don't know 100%, but I may or may not be back later tonight. But at this point, thanks everyone for stopping in and saying hi and giving feedback, and I will look forward to doing this again. This was actually a lot more fun than I thought it was going to be, even though it was like challenging, but I don't mind the challenge. I will see everyone later. Bye for now.